first and foremost, everybody repeat after me, safety glasses. Ready? Safety glasses. Imperative. Gotta wear them. Anytime you hammer, little pieces of metal or wood can come off and hit you in the eyes. And
See a lot of those.
And they make fashion-forward glasses, so ladies, don't be ashamed of wearing these glasses. We can get nice ones. Also, when it comes to sawing or cutting or fumes, dust masks are imperative. Protect the lungs. And the way you put these on, one strap goes over this way first, second strap goes over the top like that, and then you pinch the nose here, and that holds it around the nose, okay? Make sure you wear those as well. Hearing protection. The whining of power tools over time can really take your hearing out. Unfortunately for me, I have now 2 sons that both play drums, so I just basically wear these all the time. And I go, you guys good? Good. So wear these whenever you're using power tools because that whine, okay?
I like that idea.
And then for tree work, for example, or anything where potentially objects can fall from the sky, definitely wear a hard hat. The other thing, too, now this, the nail gun that we were speaking of, this is an incredibly dangerous tool. Good call. And what happens more often than not, this safety mechanism here, if this is either removed, a lot of pro guys take that off because then when they frame, they can go quickly. The safety is there to protect that nail from disengaging, which is exactly what happened to our friend Dennis. Thank God he's okay. So round of applause for Dennis again. Yes. Yeah. The way this works, air shoots through a hose, it pushes nails out, you do that, and it shoots a nail just like that, and that's instantly bound together, or in the heart or in an accident.
Let's get rid of your mask here.
Okay.
I want to go back to, so one of the biggest things with these can be, in some ways, safer, because if you're just hammering all the time, I mean, the number of hand injuries you get from that, quite high.
If you are going to use a hammer and nail and you're kind of afraid to hold it while you're getting the nail started, just hold it between your thumb and forefinger and gently tap a couple of times, very softly. Then move the hand, and then you can nail that way. Or you can also put the nail in a pair of pliers like that if you're scared, and then just start it that way.
And if you miss, here's what happens.
Yeah. This, by the way, this is the sign of a good working man. Okay? The sign of a bad working man is a missing finger. But this is actually okay.
So that's acceptable.
All right, then when you're using any kind of tools like a reciprocating saw, take the shirt off if it's loose. You don't want it to catch fabric in the machine itself. And then you go ahead and take your hand. If you're not comfortable with a hand on one side, use a clamp. You never stand behind a saw because these have a tendency to kick backwards. So you always want to be off to the side. 2 hands on the saw or a hand where you're cutting, and then you engage it. Right, and cut it, and it's very simple, no problems. Also, there's always a guard on these saws. If the saw does not have one of these guards, do not use it, because this protects you. It shuts the saw off in case it's not engaged correctly.
And be careful with that opposite hand, because that's where you see a lot of the fingers coming off so often.
Yeah,
so
terrible.
Be careful.
What do you just grab the finger and put it on ice and bring it with you? What do you do?
Actually, what you want to do is take the finger. You don't want to put it directly on ice because that can injure the tissue.
Okay.
So wrap it in gauze, put it in a bag, seal the bag, and then put that on an ice slurry mixture.
Between the 2 of us, we can build a house.
Yeah. So these are, and all these tools, I'm assuming that when you go buy a new power tool, you should read the instructions.
Please.
And is there any other resource as far as do-it-yourself?
Yeah, you can find a ton of tips online. For example, DIY with Eric Stromer on AOL. I'll show you how to do all this stuff. That's a great source. All the internet sources are fantastic. Get some training. Have a mentor show you how to use them first, and then you're always going to be checked out. Same reason you went to medical school to learn these crafts. Same thing with a mentor in the construction world. Get somebody to teach you first, then you demystify the tools and you can safely operate them.
I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Will you be my mentor?
I'm available.
All right.
We're going to do this thing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.